I'm recording this so late. No, I'm not talking about the time. I was supposed to record this video on Wednesday. It's now Saturday, and I still haven't done it. I've like literally just after I finish doing this recording, I've got to do My Hero Academia as well, and then either most of tonight and some of tomorrow editing, or maybe all of tomorrow editing, and then I'm back in work on Monday. So yeah, good times. That's what happens when you don't do your work when you're supposed to. That'll teach me, do your recording and your editing on the days when you're supposed to. I've got to spend all my weekend now doing YouTube work when could have been doing it during the week and then had the weekend off. But no, that's not what's happening, is it? So, reminder kids, do your homework straight away. That way you get time to rest later. So yeah, this is Batman the Animated Series, episode 28, I believe. Yeah, because last week was the Mad Hatter episode. And it was an interesting one, definitely. Bit of a creepy stalker villain he was. So I wonder should he ever come back, but he will come back. He's the Mad Hatter. He's one of Batman's B-list villains. He's not quite A tier, but I think he's in the B tier. But he's one of Batman's reoccurring villains. He's got to come back at some point, and when he does, what the hell will he be up to this time? Because the woman he was so in love with hates him now. So what's going to go on there? But then again, I don't think this is going to be a Mad Hatter episode. It could be a Joker episode, who knows? We have a lot of Joker episodes here and there. Yeah. Will Robin return this episode? Maybe not. Will a villain we've already seen before show up? Or will it be a new villain? And if so, a new villain, will it be a one-off villain? Or will it be a bigger villain? One of the ones I'm waiting for. I've already said Riddler and Bane, but I fancy a shot at maybe Ra's al Ghul or something like that. Like, Ra's al Ghul would be an interesting one. I got the... Can you see it up there? The Ra's al Ghul pop. Oh, it's right towards the back. You won't be able to see it. I'll go get it. Right there. There's your Ra's al Ghul pop. And it's a nice one. I really like it. I also got a couple recently. A couple DC pops. I got a nice little Black Adam. These are exclusives as well, some of them, so you got to get them fast. I got a nice Joker. It's a very nice Joker. Can you see it though? Yeah, it's a death of the family Joker with his face peeled off. So that's a very nice one as well. Most recently though, here's one that should go out for the Superman series when I start doing reactions to it. Is a nice Brainiac right there for you. So yeah, that's very cool. And my most recent one is a heavy one, but it's not going to appear in Batman the Animated Series because it's only recently appeared in the comics. But there's a Batman Devastator right there for you. I've got most of the dark... what are they called? I don't know. The Dark Knights? I don't know. But basically evil multiverse versions of Batman. So I've got the Red Death up there, I've got the Dawnbreaker, the Merciless, the Devastator right there, Murder Machine is on its way, they haven't released the Drowned yet, and the Batman Who Laughs is up there as well. So two to add to the collection, but one's already on its way, and the other one hasn't been released yet. So yeah, I'm very close to releasing that. Well, it won't happen before the New Year. They won't announce the Drowned and then release it, and I'll get it before New Year's. So, but I think around New Year's time I'll do a video of all the pops that I've got. I think that'd be cool because I've got a hell of a lot, and that's Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. I've got quite a few. Is it worth doing a 2020 recap at the end of the year? Maybe releasing it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? Because it's been a hell of a year. Enough chit chat. We're into Batman here, so let's move into Batman the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 28, starting now! Dreams in Darkness. Ooh, this is interesting. It looks like Batman's in a prison cell right there.
To think, after all he's accomplished, that he should end up here, like this.
Batman in Arkham!
There's always time to heal.
Oh, this episode's gonna piss me off, I think.
There's always time to heal, the doctor told me. But he was wrong. There was no time left. Not for me, not for him, and not for Gotham City.
The narration is interesting.
I guessed wrong.
Yeah, this is different. We've not had, like, off-screen narration before. Screw you. Does he have no hand under there? Ouch. Oh, you're screwed.
But I was wrong again.
Whoa. Hello, Joker. Is this another Scarecrow episode?
Skills you requested on water purifying systems. Might one inquire what they're for?
Someone stole a huge water purification system.
I'm going to write it down and then I'll mention it at the end of the episode.
He was hallucinating wildly due to a massive fear reaction in the amygdala of his brain.
Scarecrow.
I can give you an antidote. It will make you sleep for 2 days.
You're screwed. He's not going to take it. He's going to go crazy. And that's why he's in Arkham.
Someone was planning to poison Gotham's water supply with the same fear-inducing gas. And I knew only one person capable of such a deed.
Scarecrow. Oh! He's seeing Robin as well. Whoa!
There's only one criminal twisted enough to come up with such a scheme. The Scarecrow.
Professor Crane? Nonsense. I saw him this morning in his cell.
He's faked being in his cell before.
Keep going. I expect no interference.
What about Batman?
Batman. He's no longer of consequence.
That's not Scarecrow. It's not the same voice.
Much worse than that.
It looks like Scarecrow, but it doesn't sound like him. Unless you change the voice actor on me.
Stop!
Who would go in there?
Don't go in there!
It's a giant gun, with blood dripping out of it as well. It's a hell of a visual. I think he's the imposter Scarecrow.
I asked an orderly to look in on Professor Crane,
And he's not there.
he can't possibly have left the grounds. Our security is absolute, completely.
No security is absolute.
He will beat you up even in a straitjacket.
You're still very ill, Batman. This will make you feel better.
Why? You know Scarecrow's not in his cell. Batman's just told you where he might be, and you won't let him help.
It's time for the greatest controlled experiment in mass madness to finally begin.
Why 5 minutes though? Do it for like 10 seconds or something. Ah, no axe. It looks like he was twerking on the axe then. Well, it wasn't Mark Hamill's laugh, but it was a laugh all the same. That's Joker. That's not Mark Hamill. I can tell. Hello, Penguin! Hello, Two-Face. His head just popped. Was that a bit graphic? Yeah. Oh, it's poison ivy.
You're not real.
Oh,
You've lived in darkness too long. Yes, do come along, Master.
at least they got the voice actor for Robin back for this episode. Batman's being put through the ringer in this episode. Even more so than the first episode with Scarecrow. Oof, that was sudden. I'm beginning to think maybe it's not an imposter Scarecrow. I think they might have just changed the voice actor.
Exposed to the gas, remember?
Right then. It drops down fast. It's real. It would have already gone off by now, but it's a cartoon. Of course, with 1 second. Is he going to get affected by his own gas? You'd think his mask would protect him. Okay, so it was Scarecrow all along. You'd think his mask would protect him from his own gas.
Thanks, Alfred. It's good to know I'm safe here.
He actually sleeps in the Batcave. Oh, the shadow of the bat. Nice. That was a very good episode. Scarecrow returning again. Him and Joker have had more episodes than anyone else. And even Joker made an appearance this episode. Not Mark Hamill, but in visual, the Joker made an appearance again. Same with Two-Face, who we've seen before in Arkham, and in the last Scarecrow episode actually. And then in the last Scarecrow episode we also saw Poison Ivy. She also appeared. But Penguin as well. We haven't seen Penguin since that episode. The Scarecrow episodes are very fun, aren't they? When he's either drugging Batman or Robin with fear gas. And even Robin made an appearance in this episode as well. Voice actor and as well. Lauren Lester as Robin. Did they change the voice actor on us for Scarecrow? I never paid attention to who was playing him last time, but this time it's Henry Pollock II. I think they might have changed the voice actor on us because he didn't sound the same. That's why I thought it was an imposter or something. I thought it would have been like Dr. Bartholomew being an imposter for the Scarecrow. That's why the orderlies kept saying Scarecrow was in his cell, but obviously not, because he did it again. He escaped again, and he was hiding right under their noses, literally. Batman in Arkham. Obviously, people like the idea. Like, there was once that rumour of the new Batman film with Robert Pattinson. There was rumours it was going to be well, I think it was still supposed to be Ben Affleck at this point, but it was supposed to be a die-hard Batman film in Arkham Asylum, full of Batman's villains. And maybe we got a hint of that here. But obviously it's not the full tilt, all the villains after Batman in Arkham Asylum. But I'll tell you what movie was in here, very much so. Batman Begins must have stole so much from this episode, because it was the exact same plan, putting the fear gas into the water to affect the entire city with fear gas. That was Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul's plan from Batman Begins to a T. Like, I remember, obviously, certain movies borrow from episodes of this show. Like the Two-Face, the second Two-Face episode, the Two-Face two-parter, the second episode, when he got beaten because he was flipping a coin and then Batman threw all the coins in his face and then he just couldn't find the right one, which is what happened in Batman Forever. That's how Two-Face got beat. Like, all those coins distracted him, he fell to his death. In this episode, Batman Begins must have taken a lot from this episode. Like, Christopher Nolan must have seen this episode and thought, yeah, that's what we're going to do, because it's a good plot. I guess I'm in a somewhat unique, well, I don't think I'm unique to it, but I'm in a different position where I've seen Batman Begins first, and then I saw this episode. I thought I was going to get so pissed off at the beginning because Batman is saying all these things like, "We're in danger. You've got to let me out. I know what's happening." And then they're just saying like, "No, you're crazy. You need time to heal." I mean, obviously they're just trying to do their job, but they're still like, if Batman shows up on your door and saying that I came here to find Scarecrow because I think he's going to try and infect the city with fear gas, at least double check on him. At least, and if he says Batman's in the bit, if Batman says that Scarecrow is underneath the asylum about to dump fear gas into the water supply, don't try and restrain him and don't try and sedate him. And don't say the police are going to help, because they're not. They can't. There's a reason Batman, it still exists. There's a reason Batman's here, and that's to stop the villains. Because the police can't. This episode went full. This episode went full on Batman, like succumbing to the fear gas more than the first episode did with Scarecrow, and even the second episode with Robin being affected. In the first episode, he was having certain illusions and stuff like that, and then Robin was having certain illusions as well, like not being able to do certain things. But this was full on, like having nightmares while you're awake. Even the vision of seeing his parents go into the alley, and then the alley turns into like a gun with blood dripping out of it, and then it shoots him. A giant gun that shoots him with blood dripping out of it. It's a hell of a visual. The only cure was to be sedated for 2 days. Which, he sleeps in the Batcave. Why not sleep in Wayne Manor? But okay. But then again, if he didn't sleep in the Batcave, we wouldn't have had that amazing final shot of the shadow of the bat wings. That was from Batman Begins as well, wasn't it? Like, after he got dosed with Scarecrow's fear gas, he asked Alfred for help, and then Alfred took him home, and then he was asleep for 3 days after that. It's good to see where the inspiration for Batman Begins came. Christopher Nolan must have watched this episode dozens of times over, and then said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to make a 2-hour movie out of this." And he was doing that beneath Arkham Asylum as well. Like, so many things from Batman Begins taken from this episode. Scarecrow underneath Arkham Asylum dumping fear gas into the water to try and affect the entire city. Batman Begins is York's favourite film as well, so he must have loved this episode as well. If he's seen it, but I assume he has. York, you've seen him. You've seen York on this channel before. He's seen everything. Like, I don't think there's a single thing that I've watched that he hasn't. Apart from Clone Wars, and even he binge-watched it and he finished season 7 before I did, so... Put in the comments if you have one of those friends who, like, knows everything before you do. He knows certain general knowledge that I don't. He knows, like, Hollywood backstage. He knows what actors are doing and stuff like that. Like, he knows what contracts are being signed. He knows what movie news is coming out. He's watched all the shows that I haven't, even more that I even haven't. Still, an amazing episode. I can't believe Scarecrow came back again. Him and Joker are such reoccurring villains. And I love it because they're my two favourites. Those are my two favourite Batman villains. And they're the only ones who have made repeat appearances. Okay, so hopefully my Patreon has been sorted out by this point. If it has, then head over to Patreon if you want to watch either full-length reactions to this episode, early access reactions for 4 weeks to the next 4 episodes, which will take you up to episode 32, or you can go for full-length movie reactions, which should be getting more content soon. It should by the time this video comes out, it should have more content on it. But yeah, I've been hearing my family in the background in the kitchen because they came back like 10 minutes ago, so I'm going to have to go see what they want. So until next time, we are over and out. Bye!